So here's something you may not have heard about. Nursing is no longer considered a professional degree by the Trump administration. And while that might look like a small change on paper, it could make a big difference for college students in Michigan and for the future of healthcare across the state. This is So What Michigan, where we cut through the spin and show you who actually pays the price when our politicians rewrite the fine print. Here's the deal. President Donald Trump's one big beautiful bill is overhauling student loans and killing off the old Grad Plus program that lets graduate students borrow up to the full cost of attendance. In its place, there'll be new caps with limits of about $20,000 a year for graduate degrees and up to $50,000 a year for so-called professional degrees. But the U.S. Department of Education's latest list of professional degrees is a tiny one. Medicine, dentistry, law, only a few others. Nursing? It's not on it, because apparently nursing isn't medicine. So while medical students can borrow up to $50,000 a year, nursing students at the same universities will soon be capped at $20,000, even if their program ends up costing way more. The Trump administration claims this is about preventing unnecessary student debt, but in reality, advanced nursing programs aren't cheap, and these caps just aren't enough to cover tuition, with the average graduate nursing program now costing more than $30,000 a year. Nurse practitioners need advanced training to diagnose, prescribe, and run their clinics. Many are women. Many are first-generation students. And many already work full-time jobs in school, cut off their access to federal loans, and many of them will be stuck with two bad options: take on riskier private debt with higher interest rates, or simply don't go to nursing school at all. And down the line, that won't just mean fewer people pursuing higher education. It'll mean fewer advanced nurses working in Michigan's hospitals, clinics, and urgent care centers. Nurses and deans are not mincing words about this. Groups like the American Nurses Association are calling it a gut punch for nursing and warning that limiting loan access for graduate nursing threatens the very foundation of patient care, especially in rural and underserved areas where advanced practice nurses are the ones keeping those clinics open. Deans at top nursing schools say those caps won't magically lower tuition. They'll just shrink the pipeline of people who can afford an education. Because here's the thing, when you make it harder to become a nurse, you're not really helping anyone. You're guaranteeing more understaffed ERs, more burned out nurses, and more patients waiting hours for care. So what? Well, here in Michigan, we already have a nursing shortage. We already have rural hospitals barely hanging on. And in a lot of small towns, the person you see for primary care isn't an MD. It's an advanced practice nurse who needed a nursing degree to get that job. Trump's new loan rules don't change how essential those nurses are. They just make it harder to become one, unless you're wealthy enough to write a huge check or willing to roll the dice with a private lender. If you don't like the idea of politicians in Washington quietly making it harder to train Michigan's nursing workforce, then it's time to start paying attention. There's a public comment period coming up, and this rule doesn't have to be the last word. Hit follow. I'll keep connecting the dots, and I'll let you know what happens next.